Well, we're very happy you're here.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
You did
Elton
not
John.
disappoint. The glasses match the suit.
There you go.
I was very concerned. I wanted to be pretty for you today. I've been planning what I should wear for 3 weeks.
Well, you are. Look at that little lace thing at the bottom there.
Is that all right?
Cool.
Oh, see? See, when someone from England tells you it's cool, then you know it's so.
Then you know it really is cool.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, Elton, it's great to see you. You know, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been playing the piano all your life?
Since I was 3.
Now, when you were 3 years old, you just sat at... What was the first time? You just sat at the piano and started to play?
Well, I grew up with my grandmother in my grandmother's house. My father was in the Air Force, so my mother and myself grew up with my grandmother. And there was a piano in the house, and we always had gramophone records, and that's what they were in those days.
Sure.
And, you know, there was always music. My aunt played the piano, my dad played the trumpet. And from the earliest age, my grandmother used to sit me the piano on her knee, and I used to sort of... I remember picking out little tunes and hymns and whatever, until I could, you know, I played by ear initially, and then when I was about 7 or 8, I had lessons, and then when I was 11, I went to the Royal Academy of Music for 5 years.
Oh, boy.
So it was just... I was always surrounded by music, so, you know...
But then who were your influences as a young kid?
Well, this is going to date me, but I grew up listening to Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Rosemary Clooney, Joe Stafford.
Oh, my gosh. The best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my biggest influence, so the first piano player I can really remember, was George Shearing, who's a great jazz pianist and still is.
Sure, absolutely.
And then I grew up with this wonderful woman called Winifred Atwell, who was a Bayesian lady who played, she had a grand piano and an upright, and she used to play both pianos. She'd go say, I'm going over to my other piano now. So that kind of influenced me.
And then rock and roll came in.
Well, then Elvis Presley. I mean, my mum used to buy records every Friday night after her pay. She used to work, and she used to, you know, every Friday when she got a paycheck, she'd go and buy 2 gramophone records. And she came home one day with Bill Haley record and an Elvis Presley Heartbreak Hotel. And she said, I've just heard these records, they're amazing. And when I, you know, that changed my life. It changed the music forever. I mean, Elvis Presley did to music what Andy Warhol did to art in that time. And
but is it true that your dad wasn't that much of a fan of rock and roll?
He wasn't, no. He was more of a traditional music fan as far as, like, you know, he liked the better singers.
Sure, yeah. But your mother kind of...
Well, my mother was in for anything, yeah. She was great. She,
you do the same thing, though, as your mother. When the new records come out, you go to the...
Yeah, every Tuesday in America, every Monday in Britain, I go to the store. I'm a basic fan. I like to go and buy my own records and CDs and DVDs and videos and, you know, just...
Every Tuesday you go and you buy whatever is new, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I listen to them, and you know, it's always nicer to support young people, because it's hard these days for younger people to get a break.
And you're very good about that.
We had a young man on the show yesterday from Great Britain who was up for it. Craig David.
He's fantastic.
And I understand that you're a big fan of his.
I'm a big fan. In fact, he was on the John Lennon thing last night. He sang Come Together, and I watched it. It was brilliant. He's so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of his.
And it means the world to them. I mean, when we have new up-and-coming superstars here, they talk about the fact that you've been so gracious and supportive.
Well, I remember when I began to make it in America in 1970, and everybody who I idolized, I mean, I was in the chart, looking at my record in the chart and seeing it next to George Harrison and people like that, and I got a telegram from George Harrison. It meant the world to me, saying congratulations on your record. And I toured with Leon Russell, who was happening at the time, and everyone I met was always so nice to me and always so supportive. And you have to remember that, you know, it does mean when you're starting out, if someone who's been there a long time says, hey, you're doing a really good job, it really means a lot. It did to me. I couldn't believe it when I got these. Yeah,
it's a great morale boost. It really is. So, Elton, I understand you taped Ally McBeal's show, which is one of your favorites, huh?
It is, yeah. I did that last week, yeah.
Who'd you play?
Just
kidding. I know you would play Elton John.
Let's put it like this. I was not the love interest.
That's a good show, isn't it?
It's a great show, and I was very psyched. They couldn't have been... People there were so great to us, and we just played 3 songs, and we replaced Von de Shepherd for an episode. And my friend Sting done it, and he said, you know, you'll have a great time. And well, I got to meet Lucy Liu. It was her last show. And I got to see Jacqueline Bisset. It was her first show. And I love Jacqueline Bisset.
Yeah, she's something, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wow, always has been.
And they couldn't have been. I want to go back and do it again, because it was when you have so much fun doing something like that.
Sure,
it really makes a difference.
Now, did you know Robert Downey Jr. before the Ally McBeal?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I met him again in February in Los Angeles. We were touring with Billy Joel, and we were playing at the Forum in Los Angeles, and Robert came backstage and hung out the whole evening, and he's a, you know, and then he relapsed again, and then obviously he's in rehab again.
Yeah.
But he's done my video.
Yes, he did the video,
Yeah.
and it's fascinating to see him with your voice coming out.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
he has some singing talents of his own, though,
He's a
doesn't
great
he?
singer. Robert's a very good singer, and he's a great actor. And you know, I've been in the same place that he's been in. I've been on my knees, and you know, in a very sad state. And you know, some people it took me one time to get over it, and I've been clean and sober 11 years. But some other people it takes a little longer. And, you know, you still have to support them. It's, you know, addiction is a horrible disease. Sure. It is a disease, and it's a self-destructive disease. And, you know, Robert's in this treatment center now till May. Everyone, he knows he has a lot of support. But at the end of the day, you're the only one who can do it. You're the one who has to put the groundwork in. You have to do the work. People cannot do it for you. You have to make a decision. And, you know, I know it's the best decision I ever made. When people say, what are you the most proud of in your life? I said, you know, beating addiction, or not beating it, but managing to have the humility to say, I need help. I can't do this on my own. Yes. And it's, you know, it's changed my life.
Well, absolutely. Now, I tell you what. Can we go out with Robert Downey, since we're talking about him, play a little bit of this video right here? We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and reminisce some more with Elton John. Yes, indeed.
In style.
We're talking to Elton about, you know, where he lives in America. He has a place down in Atlanta, but over in England. I mean, this is really something else. Are you kidding me? Come on, Elton. This is a park, isn't it?
We could come over for tea.
You could.
You probably wouldn't even be able to find us for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, boy. How long have you lived here?
I've been there since 1975, 26 years.
26 years.
Beautiful.
And you've added on and...
We've completely refurbished it in 1990. We did 2 years of work to the house and the gardens. Completely tore down all the gardens, left all the substantial trees, and just started again. And the gardens now are 11 years old, and they're just beautiful.
Now, you see, this is a moat.
Yeah, but that's only temporary for the evening.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but
that was a tendency. We had an AIDS Foundation gala at the house, which we do every year. And this year's theme was Venice.
Oh, yeah.
I nearly fell in that, actually. I was on the
moat,
bridge.
yeah,
the bridge wasn't very secure. And I nearly...
almost took a dip.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's classy to have a moat in your own house.
Yeah.
Gelman, this is what I need. I want a moat.
Have you seen his apartment in Architectural Digest? Not too shabby.
Turned out, I look at those pictures myself and say, do I live here? I can't believe it.
I tell you what, you better not get any chocolate on those covers.
That's right. It's all white.
It's all white, yeah.
But I saw your place in Atlanta. My gosh, how many...
Yay, anyone from Atlanta? Yay!
For an apartment, it's one of the largest apartments in...
Well, it started off as a small apartment, then I started collecting photography 10 or 11 years ago. And I didn't have as Kelly said during the interval, I can't have one thing, I can't have one pair of glasses, so I couldn't have 2 or 3 photographs. I got about 3,000. 3,000
photographs, so you need more space.
So I've now got an 18,500 square foot apartment.
Wait,
that's an apartment.
How do you go about getting your neighbors to move? Do you play
music really loudly.
Get him out. Yeah. Kelly, I'm going to reminisce here.
Yes.
I want him to see him, so you'll have to look in the monitor and you can talk about the days that these were made. Now, take a look. Now, this is Elton, you know, at his wireless. What year was that? Do you remember Elton offhand?
About 73 or 74.
73 or 74.
I remember putting on my roller skates and being in Scotty Sober's basement and having this album playing. And
how kinky can that be?
We would roller skate around the pole.
What else did he make you wear?
What a freak he must have been.
Yeah.
Put on your roller skates.
Okay,
All right,
come down to the basement, right?
Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at the different looks here.
Yeah. That was when we did the Caribou album, which we recorded in Colorado.
And do you pick out all your own glasses, Elton?
Of course, yeah. Oh, that was the slightly unkempt look.
The unkempt days,
yeah.
All right. Look like a little
That's
bit
not
like...
my house. That's the Windsor Castle.
Look a little bit like Abe Lincoln.
The other queen lives there. Right. I look like Abe Lincoln.
A little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
With that
Good old Abe.
Yeah. There's an arty shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see these albums. You stop making these things probably. That was the original. The second album. That was the one that broke me in America. Yeah.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. And you see, I had this, you know, everyone thought, I came on stage with the Troubadour, which was my first ever appearance, and everyone thought, oh, he's going to be like Randy Newman, he's going to be very kind of dark and somber, and I came on in flying boots and hot pants, and they went, oh my God, what is this? So,
the old
Chuck can be very, very, yeah, I'm going to play that again.
On Santa Monica.
On Santa Monica, still there, I'm going to play it on the 29th of October.
Oh, great.
That's a live album I did in New York City.
That goes back to 70.
1970, yeah.
And this must have been one of the... What is the first year of your albums? Is it
1969 was my first album, Empty Sky, and 1970. I made 17 albums between 1969 and 1975.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
There's the George Clooney look-alike look.
And there's a wild one right there.
That was from Tommy.
Does it ever stop in your head, the songs coming to you? Does it ever?
No, never. I never, you know, I'm not someone who, like a guitarist might have a guitar, an idea in his head, and a guitar is portable. A piano isn't. And I only write when I go into the studio. So when we did this album, Songs for the West Coast, we had no songs written. I had lyrics. Bernie wrote all the lyrics. And so we went into the studio in Los Angeles, and the album was written completely and recorded, plus other tracks, in 27 days.
No kidding, that's fast, isn't it? Especially when you don't have the melodies yet.
No, I don't have the melodies until I look at the lyrics, and then I can look at the lyrics and say, oh.
Well, so here it is, Songs from the West Coast, all of the guys on the album with you from the West Coast. You did it out there, so I guess that's why you called it.
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
Yep.
All right, fine. So what are we going to sing? Our big hit from this, I Want Love, I hope?
I Want Love.
All right, good enough. Elton John, working for it.
Just feel cold. Don't feel nothing, just those scars tumbling up around my heart. But I want love, just a different kind. I want love, won't break me down, won't break me up, won't fix me up. I want love.
Elton John's going to come back in a moment. Right after Courtney Thorne-Smith. I'll be right back in a moment. I just want to tell you how proud I am of your Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Tony Blair, who is standing up to the plate and shoulder to shoulder with America in this thing. I'm very proud of him.
Well,
now, during the last commercial break, Elton was just noodling here, and then they developed into a song. I want you to hear what he played, okay? Elton.